Hello, friends. I'm Mr. C. N. Waghila from Mandal, a village in Ahmedabad district, Gujarat. Today, I would like to discuss what is a short story and what are the characteristics of short story. Dear friends, short story is a very popular form of prose. It is a fiction, and nowadays, when we don't have much time, we read short story for the entertainment. So short story is a short form of description, it's a short form of fiction, it's a short form of prose writing. Now what are the main characteristic of short story? Short story, it means it is a story and it is short one. So short story is a short story. That means its brevity is there. The main characteristic of short story is its brevity. It has limited length. You can read it in a single sitting. You can read it in 15, 30, or in an hour. You can finish it. So the main characteristic of short story is its shortness. Its length is terminated. Uh, its brevity. Now, the second characteristic of short story is it may convey some suggestion, morality, or it may convey some message. When we read a short story, no doubt we read it for the entertainment, but there is always some message, some moral in the short story. So, short story conveys some suggestion or message. Now, third characteristic of a short story is character. In short story, there is a single incident or a single character. So as far as characters are concerned, there is a limitation of characters. You will find very limited incident or limited characters. Characters may be birds, animals, or human beings. Sometimes lifeless objects are there, and a writer tries to animate them. So the characteristic of short story is limited characters. Another thing, plot. There is a beginning, middle, and closing of the plot. A story starts with some sentences, then it develops, and at the end you will find some morality. So plot is there. Plot is another characteristic of a short story. Plot means a story opening, middle, and closing. There isn't any interwoven subplots. Only a single plot is there. So unity of plot is there. This is another characteristic of short story. Plot is there. So brevity, plot, character. I think a short story is a mini form of novel. In novel, you will find long description, many characters, many plots, subplots. But here, there is a single character, there is a single incident. Sometimes you will find two or three, but there is a limitation of characters, limitation of incidents, limitation of its length, maximum 10,000 words, not more than that. A writer cannot use more than 10,000 words because a reader has to finish it in a single hour or less than that. So, brevity is there, shortness in length, limited characters and incidents, plot is there, a message is there. So, a short story is a very suitable form of literature, and people read it for the entertainment. It is very popular. It conveys moral lesson, and it must be completed in a single city. So these are the characteristic of short story. And in modern age, we read short story for the entertainment. Directly or indirectly, we learn something as a lesson, as a moral of the story. A writer has to use minimum words, minimum description. Characters are not characterized in a full length, but there is a limitation of its description. So these are the main characteristic of short story. We should read short story. In India, every country has a short story, a collection of short story. We have Hitopadesh. We should read Ramayana and Mahabharata. Uh, both are full of incidents and full of characters. You will find so many stories in Ramayana and Mahabharata. So short story is always entertaining. Nowadays we have mobile and television and other media we can enjoy, but in past people did not have all these types of devices, so they read and read such type of short stories. Short story is very popular only because of its shortness. So these were the main characteristic of short story. Thank you.